This afternoon, CNBC-Africa would like to put a spotlight on the region's regulative and efforts to promote the manufacturing space. And in studio with me is cigarette maker BAT's Legal and External Affairs Head, Philana Mugyenyi. Philana, good afternoon.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thank you for making time. Let's not talk about cigarette because you talk about cigarettes every day. Let's talk about the manufacturing space. And on the GES summit is coming up, and there will be a lot of focus on this. From someone in that sector, what would you describe as the climate in regards to manufacturing in Kenya?
Well, British American Tobacco has been operating and investing in Kenya for over 100 years.
Right.
And one of the reasons we continue to do that, last year we invested 1.5 billion shillings alone, upgrading our factory on Likoni Road.
This is for the Kenyan plant?
Yes,
right.
This is for the Kenyan plant. The main reason why we did that is so that we could better serve our export markets. We also serve 16 markets in East and Central Africa from our Nairobi factory. We wouldn't invest that much if Kenya didn't have a robust investment climate.
Right.
There are many features that are good for business, for manufacturing. One example is good infrastructure. Kenya has pretty good roads, rail networks. That's important for us because it means we can get our products around the country and beyond.
Right.
There are a lot of other pros, strong institutions, good fiscal and monetary policy. But of course, having said that, there are still areas that could be improved on.
Right. There's always, the room for growth is always there.
Yes, yes.
Philana, obviously you're a super brand, so it's easy to say we invested this amount of money in this space. There are a lot of SMEs that are willing to tap into the market in the East African space. In terms of issues that could be addressed in the immediate term, what, to your mind, do you think has to be tackled to improve the space for manufacturers?
Well, I think one of the big issues that needs to be addressed is the unpredictable policy and regulatory framework. Right. So sometimes the manufacturing sector is hit with policies and laws that could actually negatively impact our operations in the country.
Right.
Another big area that I think needs looking at is maintaining Kenya's position in terms of its export competitiveness, particularly in the EAC.
Right.
So if strides can be made by the government in those areas, that would be great. Having said that, one of the good things about Kenya is the government dialogues a lot with the private sector, with the business community.
I wanted to come there, sorry to cut you short, because when you talk about unpredictable policies, one wonders, what is the place of lobbying? And do people and players like you have a seat at the lobbying table so that we're able to anticipate this sort of legislation before they are presented?
Well, one thing that the government of Kenya does, which again makes Kenya an attractive investment destination, is the government is extremely committed to listening and dialoguing with stakeholders. So everyone who is affected by laws, by policies, they have a seat at the table.
Right.
And another good thing with Kenya is there's a very vibrant private sector association space.
Right.
So you'll find there's industry representation, there's manufacturers being represented by associations like the Kenyan Association of Manufacturers.
Right.
And so that makes it easy to dialogue with the government, and that leads to more sensible, workable, evidence-based regulation and policy.
What are you, either as BAT or as a Kenyan manufacturer, are you expecting in terms of deals, in terms of opportunities from this summit?
Well, this summit is a fantastic opportunity to raise the profile of Kenya as the prime investment hub for the region. But I think what is most important is actually what happens after the summit. All of the people who are going to be at the summit have a wonderful opportunity to get in touch with investors, venture capitalists, and scale up some of the innovation that they have created and take it a step higher and beyond Kenya. It's a very, very good platform for that.
We'll leave it there. Many thanks. Philana Mugyenyi is the head of legal and external affairs at BAT. We didn't